My name is Emma Collins. I was 16 years old, a high school junior from Oregon, when my life changed forever. It was supposed to be the most exciting school trip of the year, a cultural exchange program to Japan. I had been dreaming about it for months. My classmates and I had prepared everything: our passports, our itineraries, and our matching school jackets. Our parents were proud. Our teachers were excited. None of us knew that we were walking into a nightmare. The flight left Portland early in the morning. The sun was just rising, and the sky was clear. I sat next to my best friend, Lily. She was the kind of person who could make anyone laugh. We talked about all the things we wanted to do in Japan: eating sushi, visiting ancient temples, taking pictures under cherry blossom trees. Everything felt perfect. The plane took off smoothly. After lunch, most of the students started to doze off or watch movies. Lily and I were playing cards when the turbulence began. At first, it felt normal, a little bump here and there. But within minutes, the bumps turned into violent shakes. The cabin lights flickered. The overhead compartments burst open. Luggage fell. People screamed. I gripped Lily's hand. The captain's voice came over the intercom, trying to calm us, but his voice was shaky. Then we heard it, a loud explosion from the back of the plane. The aircraft tilted hard to one side. Oxygen masks dropped. I couldn't breathe. "Put it on. Put it on." Lily screamed. We both fumbled to wear our masks. I looked out the window. All I saw was clouds and spinning. Then, everything went black. When I woke up, everything was quiet. Too quiet. I was lying on the forest floor. My head hurt. My clothes were torn. I sat up slowly. I didn't know where I was. The smell of burning fuel filled the air. Pieces of the plane were everywhere. Some were on fire. My first thought was, am I alive? Then I remembered Lily. I stood up quickly, despite the pain in my legs. I yelled her name. No answer. I ran to the main wreckage. I found other students, some crying, some unconscious, some not moving at all. I tried not to panic. After an hour of searching, I found 4 other students who were alive and able to move. Their names were Jaden, Carla, Rachel, and Kevin. All of us were injured, but we could walk and talk. We couldn't find any adults. We feared the worst. Jaden, who had watched a lot of survival videos, took charge. "We need to stay near the wreck. It's our best chance of being found," he said. It made sense. We gathered food, water, blankets, and anything useful. We built a shelter from broken seats and metal sheets. That night, we made a small fire and huddled together. The forest was cold. Strange sounds echoed through the trees. We took turns staying awake to watch for animals, or anything. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about Lily. Was she somewhere nearby? Hurt? Alive? I blamed myself for not holding on tighter. The next few days were difficult. We had no phone signal. Our food ran out fast. We boiled water from a small stream we found nearby. Jaden built traps to catch small animals, but we had no luck. On the 3rd day, Carla developed a fever. Her leg had a deep cut, and it was infected. We cleaned it as best as we could, but she kept getting worse. We had to do something. "I'll go," I said. "I'll find help." No, it's too dangerous, Rachel protested. But I had made up my mind. Early the next morning, I left with a small backpack, a bottle of water, and a piece of metal as a weapon. I walked through thick forest, climbing hills and crossing streams. I followed the sun to go east. I walked for hours. My feet hurt. My stomach growled. I saw snakes and heard wild animals. But I didn't stop. Then, just as the sun began to set, I saw something, a narrow road, cutting through the trees. Tears filled my eyes. I ran. A truck appeared in the distance. I stood in the middle of the road and waved my arms like crazy. The truck stopped. The driver, a kind man in his 60s, jumped out. He didn't speak much English, but he understood enough. Plane crash, students, injured, I said, breathless. He nodded and took me into his truck. He used his radio to call for help. Within hours, helicopters were flying over the forest. Rescue teams found the other students. Carla was taken straight to a hospital. The rest of us were given food, water, and blankets. We were flown to a nearby town. Doctors treated our wounds. Reporters waited outside the hospital. My parents flew in the next morning. My mom cried and wouldn't let go of me. My dad just kept saying, "You're safe. You're safe." The news called us the Miracle Five. They wanted interviews. People sent us letters. I was overwhelmed. But I couldn't stop thinking about Lily. Days later, they found her body near the back of the crash site. I cried for hours. She was gone. I wore her bracelet every day after that. 6 months later, I returned to school. People treated me like a hero, but I didn't feel like one. I had nightmares. I was scared of planes. I didn't like forests. But slowly, with help, I got better. I started giving talks at schools about survival and courage. I told other students, it's okay to be afraid. But don't give up. Even in the darkest moments, there's hope. Now I keep a journal. I write stories. I plan to become a rescue pilot one day. Because I know how it feels to fall from the sky, and live to tell the story. Want more inspiring stories to help you practice your English? Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Practice English Through Story. Every week, we post new stories to build your vocabulary, improve your listening, and help you learn through meaningful content.